Good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Can you all hear me properly? You guys there? So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I just need to get confirmation that you guys can actually hear me just to make sure that things are going right. Can you guys hear me okay? Are we okay? Are we good? Can you guys hear me? Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that everything is okay. All right, so I want to go ahead and thank everyone who's showing up. We're gonna have a few more members that are coming in here a little bit behind schedule, but that's okay. We want to make sure that we give them the opportunity to certainly jump in and make sure that we have the opportunity to be able to notify them of some of these information, very valuable information that I've been doing some massive amount of research in regards to some of these topics, and we want to make sure that we're able to address and prevent some of those things that are going on in regards to fair use, copyrights, and things like that. This is basically to say that we've had some members in the past that have been denied monetization, obviously with a redo on their channel because of unexpected, I guess, issues pertaining to fair use or copyright. And you know, just imagine, just imagine the concept of you work so hard to get to where you are. You work so hard to get your channel over your goals of 1,000 subscribers and of course 4,000 watch hours, only for it to be pulled away from you at the very last minute during evaluation. Okay, so we're gonna go through some of those topics and we want to make sure that we address some of those concerns. Okay, so we're going to take the next couple minutes just to make sure that we give some of our members an opportunity to join in. Please make sure, if you haven't done so yet, go back to your groups and notify them and let them know that the live stream is going on. I firmly believe that some of the information that we are presenting today is going to be very, very helpful to a lot of our members. Okay, we want to give as many of those individuals the opportunity to hear some of these things firsthand instead of watching a replay of the live stream. And of course, we all know that a lot of the times when we watch a replay, you don't necessarily get the same kind of information. You don't get the same camaraderie. You don't get the same results. You don't get the same feedback or possibly information, right? So we want to go ahead and make sure that we give that opportunity to a lot of our people. Just like the title says, YouTube's Fair Use Protection Program, there is a protection program, a very slight protection program that YouTube uses. What is fair use is one of the biggest things that we are going to address, right? And of course, more importantly, how to avoid fair use issues, right? Fair use problems, right? So, first of all, I want to give a shout out. I don't think she's here online with us right now. She's probably celebrating. Very recent monetized member of ours, Janisha. It was a long, hard battle. I believe her channel name is Janisha Beauty. She does a lot of these beauty consults and of course process. I want to congratulate her for her recent monetization. It was a long process. All right. She dedicated a lot of her time in our team, in the growth of her group. And as a result of that, basically partially not paying attention to her subscribers. She needed a lot of them. We have a few members that really stepped up. I'm going to try to find some of those names here shortly, just to make sure that we do recognize these individuals, just because of the fact that they deserve to be recognized. I mean, these guys, well, not guys, they're guys and gals, right? These individuals, these members, basically took it as a challenge, took it as a challenge to, get this person to where they need to be, right? I believe that a lot of those individuals, one in particular, I believe if I'm not mistaken, I think Vova Toy Booms, Vova Toy Booms. I think the YouTube channel is Learn and Fun for Kids. YouTube, right? Learn and Fun for Kids. I wanna isolate this individual. I think the member's name is Ibrahim Mohammed. Um, as much as the amount of subs that Janisha needed, this one member succeeded in acquiring, I believe, if the number is right, 232 valid subscribers for Janisha. Okay, now a lot of members participated in this sublets, right? But this one member basically took it above and beyond, and on their own was able to acquire 232 valid subscribers to allow Janisha to be monetized. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other individuals that partook of that event or took part of that event, and we want to make sure that we can recognize a lot of these individuals, obviously, with their success. But this one member, Ibrahim Mohammed, with 232 subscribers, I mean, hats off to you. Congratulations. Obviously, rewards are being issued out. We're still trying to determine what type of rewards that we're going to basically get, but I guarantee you it is going to propel your channel. It is going to propel your channel to the next level, getting you closer to your goal. But at the end of the day, for the upcoming rewards, there's a lot of individuals that participate in this. Let's just go ahead and mention some of these other individuals. As I mentioned, Ibrahim Mohammed, absolutely a rock star. Optimistic Khan, right? Some of these names I may not be pronouncing it. I do apologize in advance. Kadzia Noor, obviously BE, Burning Emotions, as always in the top list, right? Performing. And then of course we have a member that has all of these different characters in their name, and I can't read it, but somehow they translated it. I believe the name is Asiku Zaman. Also participated in that subblitz. Afran Abir, David Taiwo, Nina Queen. These are individuals that took it above and beyond what is expected of them as a member of our team to enable Janisha to monetize. Okay. Now, Dino, I believe you're on the line. I see that you were typing earlier. Who was the other individual that got monetized? I believe yesterday or today that was just added to the Monetize chat room. I know there's another one. There's Janisha, and then there's another individual that just got their monetization today. Now, obviously, in previous weeks, between the last live stream and now, there are a few members that were monetized. These are just the ones that we want to go ahead and kind of mention just because they're very, very recent. But nonetheless, I want to congratulate these individuals for their success. And I'm hoping that they take into account what they've learned in the SEO. They take into account all of the information that could help them grow their channels, and of course take it to the next level. We have a lot of success in the Monetize team as well. Now, there's two types of individuals in the Monetize team, okay? And I want to go ahead and mention this. There are those individuals that are monetized, but I guess are still learning the ropes, that are still learning how to grow their channel, because these members were monetized prematurely in the past, that it's taking them a little bit more time to learn. One thing I did notice are the members that are getting monetized that have gone through a full-blown SEO course through the team. They're in a different league on their own. These individuals, they know what they're doing. They know how to grow their channel. Perfect example, I don't know if you guys remember this individual, Neil Joy. I think that's the name. Neil Joy just sent me a message yesterday, or not yesterday, on Sunday, 2 days ago. Neil Joy, for the people that remember him, he does a lot of these jokes and parlor, tricks and like pranks. He does a lot of pranks, right? Well, during his stay with us, we got him boosted, of course, close to monetization. And then we got him over his goal, only to realize that he got hit with just what our topic is today, copyright stuff. He got hit with copyright things. He got hit with fair use things. He thought that he was allowed to use those things. So all of a sudden, his numbers went down, right? Well, he built his channel back up. Eventually, he was monetized. Well, congratulations, right? He got monetized. But more importantly, this individual took everything that he learned and applied it to his channel and sent me 2 days ago, I believe, four screenshot of his four recent uploads, four very recent uploads. And in a 48-hour period, each of his uploads were getting hit. They were getting hit like 26,000 views, 30,000 views. One of them had almost 55,000 views, right? And of course, he just wanted to shoot out a message just to kind of just say, hey, thanks for everything that we've learned. Obviously, you know, I'm taking everything that we've been learning and applying it to my channel. So I want to congratulate him, even if he's not in our team anymore, just because of the fact that he was able to make use of what the information that our team has to offer, which is great. Okay. Again, there's no other team just like us out there. A lot of the watch for watch groups, that's what they are, watch for watch. They were not meant to learn anything. They were not meant to go beyond 4,000 hours, right? So again, I want to go ahead and congratulate him. Dino mentioned it's Jasmine, Tanisha, and KCG Chopside. I think Chopside. These are the two individuals that got monetized in the last few days. Congratulations to Jasmine, Tanisha, and KCG Chopside. Okay. Couple of Mark Alex Balayan. Hey, how are you, Mark? Long time no see. Priya's obviously here, one of our original members. Well, there's a lot of really good individuals that's online right now. I'm sure that a lot of these individuals have already learned as much as they can pertaining to copyright and how to, how to protect themselves from it. I'm just, I appreciate the fact that they're here trying to learn a little bit more. I'm going to try my best to potentially give additional information that that could potentially help them. So we'll see. Okay. But I know for a fact that whether you're monetized or not, there's a lot of members that can truly benefit from this. So right now we have 33 members on the line. I'm going to go ahead and kind of look at some other things that I'm going to cover. But at the same time, there are a couple of things that they wanted to, us to basically mention as far as updates. And of course, I think quite honestly, what it was also that I was looking for are these names of these high performers. Why? Amazingly enough, if you guys remember the last time that we did a live stream with the Christmas giveaway and we did a lot of shout out, you would not believe how many messages I got. Dino knows this. I never do any shout outs because I don't know what they're for. I don't really know what they are, right? And apparently, it's just to recognize somebody. So in the Christmas giveaway that we did, the live stream, I did a few shout outs and a lot of shout outs, and I got a bunch of messages both ways. I got a bunch of messages from individuals that we gave a shout out to and says, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I did not expect that. And these individuals some of them were not even in the live stream. What they did was they watched the live stream. And what's interesting is that live stream was long and they actually sat there and watched it and somehow accidentally heard their name, and they're sending me messages and saying thank you, for the shout out. And then of course I get the other side and saying, hey Arman, next time that you do your live stream, can you do a shout out for me? And I hate to do this, you guys. Our team is so large that I don't know everyone. Okay, it's not like back in the day, December of last year. Well, last year, 2019, right? December of 2019, where I knew 300-400 members of the team because I was the original moderator. I was the original moderator for all the first 26, 28 groups that I knew everyone that was coming in. So, if I was to do a shout out back then, I bet I would have been able to do a shout out left and right? But today, crossing 800 members, it's hard for me to remember everyone, especially when I'm in the back, back room of the team, trying to just kind of manage it and trying to figure out, how to better process, improve our process and things like that. So I do apologize, if I don't know who you are. The time will come that we're, eventually going to get to know each other and of course be able to, recognize you on air. Okay. Now, with that said, let's get right down to this. Okay. And, when time comes up, we want to go ahead and kind of recognize a few more individuals here, but we want to go ahead and kind of figure out what is it that we are doing here today. Okay. Now, with that said, it's fairly simple, right? It's fairly simple. We've got a very large team that some are not aware of certain rules and regulation and policies and procedures through YouTube. And this is causing much problem for some individuals, not a lot, but some, but one is more than, that's one too many. For one of our members to have an issue with copyrights and fair use issues, that's one too many, okay? We should be well informed about this stuff. Our members should be well informed about this stuff, that before going through monetization review, they should all be reviewing their channels for originality. They should all be reviewing their channels to reduce or eliminate the possibility of something like this hitting them. Because just imagine, you guys, just imagine working so hard to get to that point. And then all of a sudden, YouTube says, sorry, no, we cannot monetize you. And then, of course, what's the other message? They send, fix your channel in a nutshell, right? And I mean, they say it in different words, but they pretty much say, fix your channel and apply again in 28 days. I mean, what the heck, right? Now you have to wait 28 days. You worked so hard, you got so excited to get to 4,000 and 1,000 subscribers. All of a sudden they said, sorry, we can't monetize you. You have to wait 28 days. Take the next 28 days and fix your channel. And of course, you're sitting there and thinking, well, this sucks, kind of disappointed, with your head down and obviously not very happy about it, right? It is what it is. If you take the time to review your channel, if you take the time to fix your channel before going through reviews, YouTube reviews, you're definitely putting yourself in a better position to make sure that you don't get that kind of email. That the email that you're going to get is, congratulations, your channel such and such has now been approved for the YouTube Partner Program, right? That's the email that you really want, okay? So before I get started, cheers everybody. I'm having this is actually, I'm not really too sure what this is some sort of red fruity drink and a little bit of my juice that I love to, I guess, take in just before I go to bed to have a better night's sleep, right? I'm just kidding. It's not Tylenol. It's definitely not sleep aid either. All right. So before I get started, please take the time to hit the like button. Okay, help me out, increase the likes of this. The likes will actually, and the comments will actually allow you guys, or allow these, not you guys, allow the video to maybe potentially get suggested for individuals that are searching and looking for some information about this topic, right? So please make sure that you hit the like button, put some comments in there, especially when you're learning something. I'd really like to know what you guys are learning. I'd really like to know if it's something that you even knew about or you already knew about it, but you have a better understanding of it. Please let me know. Of course, we want more feedback. We want more information from you to allow us to get better and better with this, okay? So let's get started with this, and of course, from time to time, please jump back into your chat rooms. I find it hard to believe that this time, when Asia, North America, I know that Europe is basically out right now because they're it's 2 o'clock in the morning. But between Asia, North America, and Middle East at early morning on a Wednesday, I'm pretty sure that there's more than 36, 37 people that's online right now. Please get those individuals to get here to ensure that they learn as much as they can. So, to get started, the most important thing first is, what exactly is YouTube's fair use protection? Okay, YouTube's fair use protection simply indicates that it's some form of process or guideline that YouTube uses to try to protect their YouTubers from copyright issues or fair use issues or claims, right? Well, here's the situation. YouTube receives a lot, okay? YouTube receives a ton of takedown requests. I myself had one of these issues. You guys probably remember this. Somebody literally downloaded our intro video and blurred out my voice and put it in a high speed, like a chipmunk sound, right? And they uploaded it onto their YouTube channel because they were using it to recruit for their own members. Well, I'm not sure about non-monetized members. Somebody could probably inform me about this. But when you're monetized, there's a little button on the side, on the left side of your screen that says copyright, right? And you click on that. What that does is it searches all of your videos, and then it searches YouTube all together to see if there's any video out there that's somewhat similar or the same as your video. That's how I found out about this guy. That's how I found out about this guy. I was playing around with my little tabs. I clicked on the copyright and something showed up and I'm like, what does this mean? I don't know what this is. And I clicked on it and all of a sudden it took me to this guy's channel, one of our previous members, right? And when I was there, I'm like, well, that's interesting. This is my video. And I played it. I sounded like a chipmunk, right? And I'm thinking, okay, who is this person? And I come to find out from the regional moderators that he's a nobody. I mean, he's not even in the team anymore, right? We kicked him out for cheating, right? Well, obviously, I was livid. I was very upset that he took my video and tried to use it for his own benefit. So I pressed the claim, copyright claim. And YouTube gives you the option. Do you want to contact the channel owner and have a conversation with them as far as a copyright claim that I'm claiming any revenue? Well, he's not even monetized, so there's no revenue there. But more importantly, I didn't care about a copyright claim to give him because I know what he's using that video for. He's using that video to try to recruit members for his Watch for Watch group, right? So instead of copyright claim, there's another button that says request a takedown. So that's what I did. I requested a takedown and lo and behold, less than 24 hours, the video was gone. You guys remember this, okay? You know, you guys remember, you know, going to his channel and basically calling him out on the stupid stuff that he was doing. And it is what it is. That's what it is with the monetized people. Now, if you're not monetized, I don't know. I honestly don't know if that button is there. So if you're not monetized, fill me in on that. Maybe put it into the description. Put it in the description as far as letting me know if the copyright button is on your dashboard if you're not monetized. Because I know if you're monetized, that button is there and you can always press that. I press that almost every day. Actually, I do. I press that almost every day to try to see if any of my videos are out there somewhere, right? You have to protect yourself. So at the end of the day, yes, YouTube receives a ton of takedown requests, right? Under the copyright law. They're asking YouTube to remove the videos that copyright owners are saying that, you know, they are infringing, right? Sometimes those requests target videos that seem like, you know, like clear examples of fair use, like video games, right? Or a picture or an audio file, you know, like, you know, it's crossing the line. There's this literally there's like no gray area when it comes to fair use or copyright. It's either copyrighted or it's not. Like in the middle, it doesn't exist because it's all legal. It's all legal binding, right? So the courts have held like the right, you know, that rights holder, like the copyright owners, must consider fair use. They told the copyright people that, hey, listen, we understand that this is your product or this is your material, but please consider the Fair Use Act, okay? You have to consider the Fair Use Act before you request for a takedown, right? That's what they're saying to the copyright owners, that they have to consider the fair use before they send a copyright takedown notice. So in many cases, though it's like very, you know, very minute, very small percentage copyright takedowns overall. I mean, if you guys really, if you're really worried about copyrights, quite honestly, there's a lot of people that get away with the copyright issues just because they're using copyrighted material that is of low value. And if it's of low value, of course, the copyright owner doesn't care, and they just consider it to be fair use. And a lot of the times, the copyright owner doesn't even know what that buffer or that gray area is when it comes to fair use. So they just let it go because it's of no value to them. But I guarantee you, of something of high value, like a video music or a song that's popular, or you know, a popular telenovela or a popular TV show that you recorded and try to comment it on, I guarantee you those right holders or those copyright owners are gonna have something to say about you making about you using their video for your your YouTube channel, right? So they ask them, very small percentage of copyright takedowns in overall, yes, but it's because they ask them, please consider the Fair Use Act, the Fair Use protection, right? That we ask, they ask copyright owners to confirm they've done this analysis. So as a as a copyright owner of something, of a material, you have to analyze what you see. Well, in my case, when this guy took my video, downloaded my video, and literally uploaded it to his channel, and all he did was literally speed up the voice to make me sound like a chipmunk, well, everything else is in there is mine. That's me in the video. That's me saying, everything is mine. So there was no question. Take down, approve, done, right? But in other cases, they do ask them, please make sure that you do the analysis before you ask YouTube to do the takedown on them. But when they do finally do the analysis and they are awarded that, they will take that video down, and you could potentially get a copyright strike, or basically have the video all taken away and removed from YouTube. And of course, everything else that goes along with that, whether it was revenue and things like that, obviously goes away as well. Okay, so again, there is some form of YouTube's fair use protection that's out there. A very small portion of it, because in all honesty, YouTube does not want to have to deal with it. That's what it is. They don't want to have to deal with it, right? In some very special cases, I guess, in some very unique cases, they've asked the video creator to join the effort that protects some of the very best example of fair use on YouTube from copyright takedowns, right? They've asked them to join in the new effort that they should be watching out for their videos, right? Through that initiative, YouTube indemnifies. Okay, YouTube indemnifies, protects. YouTube protects the creators, right? YouTube protects the creators whose fair use videos have been subject to takedown notice, right? For up to $1 million of legal cost. Now that is something that you do not want to mess with. Although the fair use protection through YouTube, this is YouTube protecting you when you're using fair use ideas, right? Although there is a very small protection that YouTube provides on your behalf in regards to asking the copyright owners to do their analysis and make sure that they take into account fair use concepts, right? But at the end of the day, if YouTube proves, you're talking about up to $1 million of legal costs in the event of a takedown results in a lawsuit of copyright infringement. Okay, that is that's a lot of money that nobody wants to be in any way, shape, or form involved with. Okay, so that is why we have to be very, very careful, because we don't want to participate in that type of legal issues, right? Why is this the case? It ensures, that process ensures those creators have a chance to protect their work. Wow. Okay. So not only from this, from what that, from my research, it almost sounds like YouTube will protect the creators up to $1 million worth of legal costs to protect the creators' work, right? So who's protecting you? Right? So who's protecting you? Who's gonna give you, if you are the one using fair use concept and you thought that it would be okay to take the material and use it to your channel with the slight changes, right? And of course, YouTube is partially siding with the creators, and they're willing to back them up to $1 million of legal cost. Those copyright owners are protected. Now, who's protecting you for your mistake, right? That is why those big, large channels makes no mistake. They don't deal with any of these stuff because they create their own product. They create their own material. They create their own everything, right? That's how they can ensure that those creators have a chance to protect their work. their work should be protected because it is copyrighted, and it makes the entire creative world, I guess, a little bit better for everyone, right? A little bit better for everyone, giving them the education that, hey, you know what, this is something that you should or should not do. But at the same time, we encourage you to have your own material, because if you don't and you get caught with, fair use and copyright stuff, that, you could be liable financially, and YouTube will protect the creator because the creator is the one that uploaded that video first. They're the one that created that, that video. Okay. But at the same time, YouTube can't offer a legal defense for everyone, right? They can't. That's not the line of work that they're in. YouTube is not in that line of work. YouTube will remain somewhat vigilant or determined about the takedown notices, right? That's impacting all creators. You want that kind of protection. I mean, if you are, there's two of you guys that's sitting here right now. There are those people that are completely original. They create their own material. They have their own materials, right? And there are those that depend on using other people's materials. Well, if you're a creator, 100% new creator, well, you want this kind of protection, right? You want this kind of backing, right? And if you're on the other side and you're that YouTuber that's using other people's materials, you need to start thinking if it's worth it. You need to start thinking. Now, I understand that you probably have all of these things that you can say that, oh yeah, there's ways that you can protect yourself, by putting things in your description, by putting things in your video that can protect you. Those are myths, you guys, and we're going to address that. We're going to address that here in a minute. Those are myths. They're not 100% guaranteed. Okay? So yes, YouTube can't offer a legal defense for everyone. YouTube will remain very, very vigilant, in these takedown notices, right? To protect the creators. You may have seen, I guess, if you Google it, YouTube copyright takedowns, you'll see a list of channels that were affected. Big ones, right? You'll see a lot of them. The little guys you won't see, like you and I, you won't see them on the list, but even if they got affected, they will use these big channels as an example to their process, right? So again, there's a lot of things that you guys need to understand in order to make sure that you are below the radar, okay? So again, that is the subject of YouTube's fair use protection. Although it's not much protection for all YouTubers, most of their protection is, realistically, most of their protection is for the creator. So if you're a creator, that's good for you. If you're a YouTuber that's using other people's material, then you may have to rethink this and kind of see if it's something that makes sense for you to kind of continue or not continue. Okay, so does anyone have, before I go into the next topic, does anyone have any specific questions pertaining to the fair use protection and what YouTube will and will not do to protect you, what YouTube can and cannot do to either protect you or to penalize you, right? Does anyone have any questions about that first topic? Please type it in now, and we'll take a little 30-second break to allow you guys to catch up because the chat is a little bit behind. I think it's like 10-second behind. So, let's see. Is anyone new here that I haven't seen yet? Sprouse Squad. I had one from an intro video I did when I first started. The music rights weren't the person that made it for me. Normally, they let you fix it as well unless it's huge. Yeah, that's true. Unless it's really big concern, yeah, they'll ask you. You can fix it. You can actually fix it. Boosted Panks. It was my first actually to give a copyright strike on this old member. Cheater. Oh yeah, it was fast. He had taken the video down when he got a copyright strike from me. Wow. Yep, I remember him. That was the guy. Let's see. Nope, no one has any questions. No one has any questions. So we're gonna move on to the next, I guess, topic of concern. Okay, and that's obviously how to avoid violating the fair use guidelines on YouTube. I mean, obviously, for 100% new creators, original creators, this is something that, you know, it doesn't apply to you, obviously, because you're using your own material, you're using your own ideas and things like that. This applies more to a lot of those individuals that I made a list on when I sent out the invitation for this live stream. You know, if you're a gamer, okay, if you're using pictures, audio, or video, partial videos of something that you recorded that you did not, well, not you recorded, that you downloaded and edited, that is not you recording it. Okay, so this applies pretty much to a lot of our members, you know, not just some, but a lot of our members, because we do have a lot of original creators, but not, you know, I would say in our team, probably 60-40. 60% are, you know, people that use other people's materials, and 40% are solid new creators, 100% creators that basically, you know, does not have to run into this risk. Okay. Let's see. Kadaday TV. Not really seeing there. Erica's screen says still watching you. Not really sure. Sorry, lost connection. Dino lost connection. Why? Chat TV is gaming, sir. I recorded my own game at the same time. My co-gamer recorded it also and uploaded it in his channel. Will that affect me also? Chat TV. That's the least of your concern. Okay, because you recording a game, you got to remember, you and your co-gamer, you guys don't own that game. You guys bought the game. You guys are using the game, but you don't own that game. So your co-gamer uploading the same recording that you uploaded, that's not your concern. What your concern is going to be is the copyright owner of that game, if they're going to allow you to do it, or if they're going to send a fair use copyright issue to YouTube just because of whatever. Okay, there's a lot of, these are myths. Okay, these are a lot of myths that you hear out there as far as what you're supposed to be doing to avoid fair use. Quite honestly, from reading what I've been reading and researching, a lot of these fair use issues, in reality, I believe that they can actually just, you know, submit the request and they'll take those channels down. Every single one of them. Every one of them. The only reason why they're not, I believe, is because some copyright owners are allowing their material to be used in a certain way until it crosses the line. Now, once it crosses the line, obviously they will say something about it, right? Until then, it's okay because it's ways for them to get advertising, right? I mean, you buying a game and you and your friend playing that game and then recording it and uploading it to YouTube and adding your comments to it or commentaries, for the people that watches that game, the copyright owner of that game is getting advertising through you. They're getting advertising through you because people are watching you play that game, and in essence, people are watching that game. So they allow a lot of these things, but there's a lot of times where they won't. There's a lot of gaming companies that won't. They refuse. They, you know, if you want to get a list of that, just go to google.com and just say copyrighted or fair use violation game list, right? It'll give you a list of games that these copyright owners, these gaming companies, refuse. They refuse to let people upload videos about their game, especially for the purpose of monetary gain, okay, or making money out of it, right? So you got to be very, very careful about that, all right? So now let's talk about how to avoid violating fair use on YouTube, okay? Best practices according to hours and hours of research that I've done out there to try to avoid some of these violations for fair use. You know, now that you have some form of basic understanding, right? Now that you have some form of basic understanding of the different factors of fair use or how YouTube will or will not protect you, you know, here are some like techniques. Here are some techniques or strategies or process you can incorporate to ensure that you do not violate fair use per se. Okay, so these are not 100%, you guys. Okay, I mean, I can only do research. But unless you get hit with one of these, you will never actually know firsthand, right? But this is something that I've researched, that I've seen the same thing come up over and over and over again. And it tells me that this is the valid way. These are some of the valid ways. I mean, one of the main things that I always tell you guys is to completely avoid fair use issues, copyright issues, or takedowns, just be original. That's it. That's it. It's simple. Just be original. Right? I mean, if you're original, that means anyone that comes after you is the carbon copy, right? You don't want to be the carbon copy, or you don't want to be the copy. You want to be the original. And if you are the original, then you are 100% protected from any form of copyright issues or infringements or fair use issues, right? You want to make sure that your content is always the original and not the copy, okay, of the copyrighted content. Because keep in mind that, you know, your content can be copyrighted, but I only make these kind of weird videos. Yes, but that's your video. That's your material. You did that. You're the producer, you're the author, you're the director. That you can copyright your own stuff. It's that simple, right? So when someone else uses your stuff, you have the right to that material. It's that simple. Okay? Use your own creative mind or creative juice to create these wonderful videos that a lot of you guys create. Okay? And be, something new and something original. Something new and something original. The moment that it is original, if you have your originality to it, keep in mind that anything that comes after that by using your content is a copy or is copyrighted. You can do a copyright claim on it, right? It's that simple. So first suggestion I can give you to avoid copyright or fair use violation is to be original. Okay. Number 2, don't look to make a profit. Okay. Don't look to make a profit of somebody else's work, you guys. That's not yours. If it's not yours, why should you be making money off of it? If it's not your material, if it's not your concept, if it's not yours, why do you think you should be making money off of it? Right? Think about it. If you're using somebody else's work, if you're using somebody else's audio, if you're using somebody else's picture, right, and they copyrighted it, why would you think that you should be making money off of their hard work? Why do you think you should be making money off of their hard efforts, right? Well, doesn't that defeat the purpose of being a YouTuber, because we all want to get monetized and we all want to try to make a little bit of money from YouTube? Yeah, that's why you go back to suggestion number 1. Be original. Be original, so that nobody can copyright you or nobody can put a copyright claim on you, that you can put a copyright claim on somebody else just because it's your material. So again, if you're using somebody else's work without their consent and without their permission, whether you're and this is one of the myths out there, okay? Doesn't matter if you're educational or not for profit. They always talk about, if you're using the material for educational purposes, you can use it and you won't get copyright or fair use claims, right? Or if you're a nonprofit organization, you can use all those copyrighted materials and you won't get these violations. That's not true. Okay, that is not true. That is a myth I don't even know how that started. I guess it's probably because copyright owners are a lot more lenient to educational facilities, right? Educational organizations, or they're a lot more lenient to nonprofit organizations. But you have to remember, even if it's a nonprofit, you do understand that they make money, right? They just don't make money to profit from. But if it's a large enough organization, they have board of directors, they have managers, they have supervisors. You think they all work for free? They don't work for free. All of these donations that the nonprofit will get, the board of directors, the executives, the chairmen, they're going to get paid. They're going to get paid. And the managers, the supervisors, blah, 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 they're all going to get paid. And then whatever's left, guess what happens to whatever's left? Whatever's left goes to their nonprofit projects, right? Whatever, whether it's nonprofit to build a new school, nonprofit for, food drives, whatever. or whatever the case may be. You know, after they pay all of their employees, all of their individuals, they take every penny that they have left and they distribute it to their to their projects. So at the end of the day, technically there's almost zero balance. So yes, it's not for profit, because profit means that it's like a corporation where, you know, they're building large sums of money and investments here and there to accumulate more wealth and stuff like that, right? But at the end of the day, non-profit organization still makes money. That's why if you think you can actually use some of these protected, copyrighted materials because you're an educational entity or you're a not-for-profit organization, no. Okay, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, can some educational institution and not-for-profit institution get away with copyright claims? Can some of them, be okay? Yeah, because at the end of the day, again, it's part of advertising, right? It's part of the marketing. I mean, if you're using somebody else's material for your educational purposes and you're using somebody else's material for your nonprofit events, I mean, you're being recognized when they use your material, right? So it really just depends. I mean, raise your hand if you're going to be the one to put a copyright, claim on a educational entity or for a not-for-profit that has a really, really good, I guess, project or a really good outlook, right? Or process. I mean, I wouldn't want to be the one. I'd be honored, right? I'd be honored if they use my material to improve their process or improve their system, right? But not everyone is in that same situation. Okay, so again, if you're using somebody else's material, stop trying to make a profit out of it, because you shouldn't be making money off of it, because it's not yours to begin with, unless you're like an educational or not profit for use, is probably your best bet to maybe get away with it, right? So what's another way to avoid fair use and copyright claims? Well, there's a few. Number one, you have to be disciplined enough to use or minimize, maybe limit, tell yourself enough. This much is enough, right? Limit yourself or tell yourself to use a certain amount only, okay, of copyrighted material to add to your content, right? Use shorter portions of that copyright material. Now, I know that this is not always foolproof, just because we've had members where literally YouTube said, you have copyrighted material from this, and there's 5 seconds. There's 5 seconds here. Okay. Right? So how much more limiting can you do? Maybe like 2 seconds, right? 3 seconds worth of material? I don't know. I'm just saying that they all say, well, you gotta be disciplined enough. You gotta try to limit yourself from using other people's content. And if you do use some of their content, limit it to a certain amount, minimize to a certain amount that you're gonna use. Use shorter, sections of, of that copyrighted material to maybe improve your original message, to showcase your original message that you're doing in your video, right? To boost it up, to pump it up, right? Use small portions of it. Don't center your work around copyrighted material. And we had, notice the word that I said, we had a lot of those members in the past. We had members that were clearly just downloading movies, videos, songs. It was like copyright bonanza, right? Copyright issue bonanza all over the place, right? Well, through time, as we discover all of these, we've been telling people, be very, very careful, okay? What you need to do is you need to use your content. And if you have to use other people's content, whether it's the sound of a music, right? Or a portion of a video, make it small enough to boost your original content, to give it that little push, that little umph, right? Do not center your entire content around that. Don't center your entire content around the song. Don't center your entire content or video on the movie, right? Like you have a 10-minute video and 8 minutes of it is copyrighted. Don't do that. Okay, your video should always be the dominant, right? Your video, your content in your video should be dominated by your original content, but predominantly your content in your video, not someone else's. What you're using from someone else's is just those little bits and pieces to boost your video. And we all know that there are some songs that we really want to use because of the upbeat that they have, because of the message that it has, right? Everyone has that. I mean, you have no idea how hard it is for me not to just upload my videos with some of the songs that I think resonates well with my video, right? I mean, it's hard, but I just tell myself, nope, my videos are raw and uncut. I'm going to deliver it exactly how it is. I'm going to lay it down exactly how it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know how many people sugarcoat all kinds of their, that's my difference. That's my difference between my video and a lot of these other teaching videos that you guys watch is I will give it to you straight out. I will tell you cons and pros about it. I will tell you that it sucks. I will tell you that it's not good. I will tell you that it's great. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Now, you see other YouTube instructional videos, you see other YouTubers doing some tips and tricks on how to improve your channel. They will sugarcoat certain things. They're nice on the video. They're professional on the video. For me, that's fine. But I like mine raw and uncut and delivered directly to you so that there's no confusion. It's raw and uncut. That's it. I give it to you exactly how I found it. I will deliver it to you exactly how I discovered it. And I'll give you my feedback. And that's my originality, right? That's my originality, not somebody else's. I'm not going to go copy XYZ's video and say, oh yeah, they've got, 2,000, 3,000 views on this video in the first 24 hours. And this is why, this is what he was doing in the video. He was really nice and, he was prompt, this and that. I mean, nah, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not doing that. That's not my forte, right? That's not me. Okay. Okay, so before I go into the last way of avoiding this, let me kind of just read some of these things that you guys have been writing. Let's see here. G Optimist says, I have copyright from music sometimes. Then I change the music recommended by YouTube, non-copyright. There you go. Take out the music that's copyrighted, put the appropriate YouTube, non-copyrighted music, and hope that it's okay, right? If 5-second copyright, just mute them. Yeah, exactly. Just mute. That's what we were telling people. Just mute them or cut it. Who cares about that 5 seconds? Well, that's like the most important thing. Let me tell you something. If the most important thing of your 10-minute video is 5 seconds, you got to do something else. You got to do something else, right? What is this? Terrific says, I make song covers on YouTube. I think I will stop making it. And it makes me so sad because that's my passion. But yeah, I think I'll delete the videos with copyright claims. Oh my gosh. Well, number one, everything was okay as I was reading this until I got to the very end. Terrific is saying, I make song covers on YouTube. And I think that's what she's saying. I think I'm going to go stop making it. And it makes her so sad. Yes, I get it. That's your passion. You love making cover videos. You're probably a great singer. Not a problem, right? But the what worries me here is I think I'm gonna start making it, right? Because I think I'll delete the videos with copyright claims. Listen, if you already have copyright claims, that's like a big red flag waving up in the air saying, look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing and evaluate what you're doing. Okay, evaluate what you're doing. Okay. Yes, I would suggest delete those videos with the copyright claims if you can't fix them, right? Maybe create another channel that would potentially be a little bit more original to you, right? To protect yourself from any of these copyright claims. The next one says, Boosted Panks says, I credit the owners in the description, especially the gaming music, but Thankfully, no copyright claim. Boosted pangs, that is something I'm going to address here in a minute. That is a copyright fair use myth. It has worked for a lot of people, not for everyone. That is a myth, and I'll address that. Just because you give credit in your video, just because you give credit in the description, that doesn't mean that you're not going to get a copyright or a fair use claim. That is a myth. YouTube even said that. Okay, this is not me saying it. This is YouTube saying it. Okay, so we'll address that here in a minute. Lastly, the easiest way, one of the things that you should do first, right? I mean, I'm putting this on the last part of it, but this is one of the things that you should do first to avoid fair use claims or copyright claims. Take a few seconds, perhaps, and maybe reverse the role. Yeah, just reverse the situation. If you decide that you want to use somebody else's protected work, right? Because you're sitting there in your chair creating your video and you decide that you want to use somebody else's protective hard work and effort to create whatever it is that they created that you want to use in your video, put yourself in their shoes. Right? Think about it. Put yourself in their shoes. What if you were the creator and somebody was trying to use your content, maybe for profit, maybe for recognition, maybe for whatever reason, that it took you, let's say it took you a week, it took you 2 weeks to create this original content for 20 minutes. And this other person decides, wow, that's really good content. That's really good material. Let me just hit the download button. Right? Let me just hit the download button and just use it. How would you feel? Right? You're going to be upset. You're going to be livid. You're going to be distorted, right? So it's very simple. If you determine or if you realize that your work or your content is somewhat very, very, kind of identical or similar to somebody else's, you should probably take a different approach. You probably should take a different approach. Now, that's not to say, oh my gosh, how about the cooking channel? This guy's making adobo, I'm making adobo, everybody's the same, everybody, it's adobo, right? That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Making adobo, making french fries, making this, that's different. You are the one doing it on being recorded. You're making those, you're cooking, you're giving instructions. Doesn't matter if it's all the same ingredients. Doesn't matter if all the same steps, right? But it's to your words and it's you making it, right? That's different. That's original, okay? I'm talking about clear-cut violation of copyrighted material, such as a certain videos, certain information, pictures that others took, right? Or videos that other people took that you are just literally hitting the download button and uploading it to your uploading sections of it to your channel or to your video. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're not talking about the adobos here and the food just because. I use adobo just because, think about this, right? Go on YouTube and search adobo recipe. I don't even know how many videos are going to come up. Like thousands. What's the best, fluffy mashed potato recipe? Thousands of video will come up, right? These are a little different. Those are a little different concept. Okay, we're talking about actual, copyrighted material that people put hard work and effort in producing. Okay, so Terrific says, talking about adobo makes me hungry. Yeah, trust me, I'm hungry too. After this live stream, I'm actually going to go eat. So those are the key concepts of how to avoid fair use or copyright violations. Does anyone have any questions for me at this time before I go into the second half of our live stream today, which is, it's a shorter portion of it. It's primarily the guidelines and also the 4 factors of fair use, things that you have to consider in order to be able to potentially maybe protect yourself, right? The 4 factors of fair use. So I want to go ahead and kind of get you guys to be able to ask some questions. Let's see here. I'm making creamy mashed potatoes. Now, look at that. See, that's what I said. Boosted Panks is making creamy mashed potato. My gosh, this live stream is going to turn into a food frenzy. Everybody's just going to get hungry up in here, right? And I'm having some drinks. I wish I had some adobo. And the creamy mashed potatoes, maybe I would say, oh, maybe like beef stroganoff. That would go really good with some creamy mash. Beef stroganoff with adobo. 2 completely different world of food, but man, I will eat them left and right. I'll tell you that right now. All right. Masala Swags says, I make teaser videos for my detailed long videos and promote them on as shorts. Yeah, why not? Should I continue to do that? Or does it count as repetitive content? No. I'm going to safely assume that Masala Swag is not monetized. Because if you're monetized, you shouldn't be asking that question, because the answer is go for it. We, a lot of the monetized members, that's what we do. We make 59 seconds or less of teaser, or what we call previews, right? Previews, trailers, right? Trailer videos for our 15 or 10 or 20-minute videos. It's because, and I discussed this in the 2 live streams ago in regards to those shorts. Those shorts are really, really making a killing. Dino, if you're still on the line, please take the short minute here to share your success with some of these shorts, okay? Dino is probably one of the successful members that we have that uses shorts to promote her videos. And it's working really, really, really well because all of her views on the shorts are organic. And she's gaining a lot of subscribers through it, right? For her actual channel. So absolutely, those shorts are huge. Those shorts are great. So keep making those trailers, keep making those teaser videos, keep using them to promote your longer videos. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions that we have? No? We're good? Okay, so far so good. My shorts gotten viral, sir. 11,000. Oh, there you go. There you go. See? That's my point. There it is. That Boosted Panks short video gotten viral with 11,000 views at 20 seconds. Now you wish that you would have made it 30 seconds. And then when you do it for 30 seconds and it gets 11,000 views, you're going to wish that it was 40 seconds. You're just going to keep chasing your tail with this one, right? But there you go. Shorts are huge, you guys. Use them. We use them quite a bit. If you notice, if you go into my channel, that we have a bunch of shorts in the team channel, and it's used to promote the actual longer videos. With ZMU, I've increased 700 subs. Good for you. Congratulations. That's what we're here for. Thalapathy VJ, I make a workout motivated BGM videos. If I monetize my video, I'm not sure. I'm lost with that question. What? VJ, what did you say? I make a workout motivated BGM videos. That's one sentence. If I monetize my videos, I'm so confused. I don't know if there's a question there, but there's a question mark. So I'm assuming there's a question there. What is your question? I'm not sure. My channel name is Workout Booster. Do you have a question? Maybe I can help it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay. So, I'm going to take this short opportunity. Please do me a favor. There's 35 of you guys here, which and of course, if you haven't done so yet, please do me a favor. Hit the like button on this live stream. That allows this live stream to get boosted and recommended by YouTube, number 1. So hit the like button. Number 2, please, if you have thus far learned something yet already, please write it in the comment. If there's a feedback of one of the topics that we talked about and it worked out for you, please put it in the comment. Interact, right? CTA, call to action. I'm calling you guys to action. Help me with the likes, number one. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. I don't care. It doesn't matter. That's still engagement, right? But more importantly, I want to know what you guys are learning, because I want to know if maybe I should have done a little bit more research. I want to know if, my gosh, it was a lot of information and I'm literally just, you know, throwing it up out there for everybody, right? It's too much. Maybe next time we'll just do it little by little, right? So in the meantime, give me about a minute and a half. I'm just going to go upstairs to get something, okay? But in the meantime, please go to your groups. There is not a possibility that there's only 34 people online right now in your chat rooms. That's not possible. It's impossible. So a lot of your members are probably sitting there thinking that they already know everything about copyright, that they already know everything about fair use. I just told you that a lot of you guys were typing in all of these things that you think you can get away with, that you've thus far have gotten away with. And I'm already telling you that YouTube takes those as myths. They're not real. You just gotten away with it because the copyright owner has not made a claim. What if you get monetized? Think about it, you guys. If I was the copyright owner and I know that you're using my content, would I do a copyright claim now or when you're monetized? Think about it, you guys. Answer me that question. If I am the copyright owner of a material, okay, and I know that you guys are using my content, you guys are using my content, my product, would I make a claim before you get monetized or after you get monetized? I'm definitely going to make a claim after monetization. I want your revenue. I want your revenue. So yes, you guys may not have those copyright or fair use claims right now. But the moment that you monetize, what's going to happen? Like I said, putting the person, giving credit, okay? Giving credit after, giving credit in your video, giving credit in your descriptions. Those are myths. Those are myths. I mean, even YouTube says that, okay? So what good is your channel after monetization if you're getting copyright claims or fair use claims, or worse, taken down and getting your videos removed or getting your channel demonetized or terminated, right? Think about it. It's crazy. So please go back to your groups. Give me about a minute and a half. I'll be right back. Excuse the mess. Excuse the mess in the back. I'm in the basement right now. We're preparing this room for a party 2 weekends from now. Yeah, a week and a half from now. My son, Adrian, he's going to be 4 years old. We're probably going to have the party here since, you know, we can't really go anywhere because of the issues of social distancing and stuff like that. So excuse the mess in the back. But give me about a minute and a half. I'll be right back in a few minutes, but please get your members up here. Trust me, they're gonna want to hear some of the next topics that we have that are the 4 factors of fair use, okay, and the guidelines of fair use. We talked about the definition and the protection from YouTube pertaining to fair use, but now we want to talk about the guidelines and the 4 factors that affect if you are gonna get a claim or get hit with a fair use or copyright takedown. So I'll be right back, you guys. All right, I'm back, everybody. Thanks for your patience. Okay, so anybody else have any questions? All right. Okay. All right, you guys. We're gonna go through, I think, some of the most important part. The guidelines. Okay, the guidelines of fair use. Now, this one basically has different, I guess, concepts behind it, just because it's different for different parts of the world. Okay, different countries have different rules, right? Different countries have different rules and guidelines about when it's okay to use certain materials that is not yours, or that are, without the consent or permission of the copyright owner. Okay, so every country is a little different. So, for example, here in the United States, works or content of like commenting, right? Commentaries. You've seen this. They basically will comment on a TV show finale or TV show, their favorite TV show, criticisms, right? Possibly even some of the research or teachings, right? Teachings of educational purposes, and of course, most popular one, news reporting, right? News reporting. Those could potentially be considered as fair use. Okay, but you have to put enough originality in them. You cannot just download an entire episode of your favorite show and upload it to YouTube and think that you're going to get fair use from it. No, okay? You have to put some of your originality to it. Maybe, put yourself in the bottom corner and do some commenting. But that's here in the United States, okay? That's here in the United States. That could be considered to be fair use. Some other countries have similar ideas, right? I think some countries call it fair dealing, okay? But it works very differently from fair use. I'm not familiar with it. I try to research fair dealing, and basically I just got a lot of definition about be fair. That's not really helped me. So a lot of the court systems have analyzed potential fair uses, right? They, according to a lot of the court systems out there, the facts of each specific claim or case that they go through, you'll probably, for someone that crosses those lines, YouTube suggests that legal advice would probably, from an expert, of course, legal advice from an expert is probably going to be advisable at that point. Uploading video contents that is not yours, that are copyright protected material, you're not going to want to cross those lines. So you have to look at where you're at. You have to look at the country that you're in and see what applies to you, what makes sense, right? What applies to your part of the world. Okay. Now there are four factors. There are four factors of fair use. Okay. Now in the U.S., now I can only talk about the U.S. just because when I was doing this research, a lot of it was U.S. bound. Because believe it or not, and a lot of the Filipinos that's online right now probably will attest to this, copyright, I mean, I don't know about it now, but copyright in the Philippines is almost non-existent. I remember when I was a child, and obviously that's a long time ago, you guys remember these? They had those stores that literally will burn DVDs. They burn DVDs of new videos or new movies. People going into the theater, recording it, and then they'll burn it on a DVD and then sell it in the black, in the black market on the side street for people to watch or whatever. Where's the copyright there, right? Clearly that's in violation of it, right? They're a little bit more stricter now, but those things still exist. So my suggestion to you is to know your area, to know your part of the world as far as how copyright or fair use is in effect. So in the United States, fair use is simply determined by I know this is pretty big. It's determined by a judge. It's actually determined by a judge. Here in the United States, fair use is literally determined by a judge. What they do is they analyze how each of the four factors are applied to any specific case. So when someone runs into a fair use issue, and they go into the extreme of, copyright claims, fair use claims, they go through the court system here. They go through the court system here to get, some form of reprieve, some form of monetary gain from the other person that was using their content, right? But the judges will always take the 4 factors in determining, and they'll analyze these 4 factors in determining if they are going to, provide judgments towards the copyright owner if there is grounds for them to win, right? So number 1, they will take into account what was the purpose. What was the purpose and what was the character? How did they actually use the material? So what was the purpose and, why was it used? Like how it was used, right? This includes whether it's used for a commercial, commercial nature, or if it's for a nonprofit, educational purposes, that kind of stuff, right? Now, obviously, if it was used for commercial purposes, come on, think about it. If it was used for commercial purposes, the person that used it, obviously their main goal was for commercial gain, right? Commercial gain, monetary gain, right? Or if it was used as a non-profit, maybe educational purpose, that the only gain that they're actually getting is to educate their students, right? To educate their members, right? For educational purposes. So that's one of the things that they will actually consider is that the court, the courts typically focus, they typically focus on whether the use is valid, right? Whether it adds new, how would I say this? Whether the person that committed the copyright infringement or violation, if they use it and if they added new expressions or new meaning to the original content, like commentary, or they use the content and there was a message in the content and they say, listen, this is my feedback about that statement. This is my feedback about that idea. So technically they're expressing themselves based on somebody else's work, right? Okay. Or if they are changing the meaning of the original message. So if they're changing the meaning of the original message, there could be some grounds that it will not go through the copyright or fair use violation, just because of the fact that they're adding their personal originality to it. Or if it was as simple as copying somebody else's material. So if you just basically took an entire episode of your favorite show and did not improve upon it, did not make any comments towards it, did not improve it, did not express yourself or change some of the information, that's clear-cut violation, right? Now, keep in mind that commercial uses are less likely to be considered fair, like I said earlier, because they're trying to gain money, right? They're trying to gain money from it. They're trying to, from YouTube in this case, right? So there's really commercial use, which by the way, all of your channels are commercial use. Huh? What do you mean? Well, think about it. You're all trying to monetize your channel, which means you're using those original work from somebody else to get monetized and make money out of it. Those are all commercial use. None of your channels are personal use. If you have a personal use channel, that means you don't care if you're going to get monetized. You don't care if you're ever going to make any money from YouTube. You don't care. You're just using YouTube as a large hard drive to store your videos and at the same time gain an audience. But you have no desire of being monetized. You have no desire of any of that. You're just wanting to show your channel. That's not commercial. Okay, commercial use means that you have some form of monetary gain that you're pursuing. Okay, so that's the first one, is that the judge will take that into consideration, how the material was used. Okay, how and what, what was the end goal as to why it was used, right? Number 2 of the 4 factors, the judge looks at the nature, the nature of the copyrighted work, the I guess what it was about, right? What it was about, how it was made, that type of stuff, right? They look at, using material from primary works, from these copyrighted people is more likely to be fair, right? Than using purely fictional stuff. So, like for example, let's say that you are perfect thing is educational. Perfect thing. Let's say that you saw a video on how to teach a 10-year-old how to do fractions, right? Fractions. Well, you saw a video, and instead of remaking a video on your own, you took that little portion that you felt and you believe is accurate, and it's probably you felt and you believe is the best possible way to teach a 10-year-old how to learn fractions or advanced multiplications or whatever the case may be, right? Well, that's more likely to be a fair use than, versus fictional works, right? That's because what you're using are facts. They're facts. They're, 1 plus 1 is 2. That's fact. And if you found a video that explains why 1 plus 1 is true or 2, and you want to use it, that's factual work. That's actual proven. 1 plus 1 is 2. Versus fictional works. Fictional works are, not true, right? Some, like for example, fictional work would be, these things that people do, the pranks, right? That's fictional work. That's really not true at times, where they do these pranks and things like that, or other content that are non-true basis, right? And if you use those, keep in mind that if they're not true, if they're fiction, then the one who created those videos took time and effort to create those videos. They took time and effort to create those content. And for you to take those content, you're going to get hit with the judgment. It's that simple. Okay? So by using factual material, it's more likely to be fair use, because you're using factual information, factual work, versus literally using somebody else's fictional work where it took them imagination, it took them creativity to create those content, and then of course you're gonna go out and take them away, right? Okay. Before I go into number 3, let's see what else are in here. I was waiting for this topic from a long time. Wow, the one that I could not understand the name because there's a lot of characters there. Let's see. Always share informative videos. That's MU. Okay, so there's no questions. Richard says I'm a great example for that. Learned a hard lesson from that. The claim did not appear previously, but when I applied, I got denied the first time. I remember that. Yep, I remember that from Richard's experience. Like I said, if a claim is going to go through you, it's probably not going to go through before you get monetized. But the moment that you get monetized or go through the review for monetization, all of a sudden you'll see all of these claims. Now, all of these claims are not necessarily directly from the copyright owner, right? A lot of them are from the database of YouTube. YouTube has a database of all of the copyrighted material that's been submitted to them. So for example, if you wanted to submit your material to YouTube, you could, and say that all of these are, I want to put in the database list that that my videos, these contents are all original of mine, and I want them to be protected from any form of copyright infringements. There you go, right? You can do that. YouTube has a database. So when someone gets monetized, one of the first things that YouTube does is they take your channel, and they take all of the videos there and they run it through this database to see if there's any red flags that will go on. And if they see any red flags, then you get the same result that Richard did the first time around, which is he got declined or denied the first time and learned his valuable lesson from it. Okay? All right. Number 3 of the 4 factors that they look at in regards to copyrights or fair use claims. They look at the amount. They look at the amount and volume or portion that you use in relation to the copyright work, right? They look at let's say that the copyright content that you copied from, let's say that it's a 10-minute video. Well, you decided to take 5 minutes of it and literally copy it. That's significant. That's 50% of that entire video. Okay, or you have a 10-minute video that you found some good information on, and you use maybe 5 seconds of it, 10 seconds of it, just just the little things that you really wanted, just the little important things that you really wanted. Well, the judge looks at that and says, okay, well, it's a very small portion of the total volume of the original work. So that's not to say that they're going to say, yep, it's fair, it's fine, it's okay, or nope, that's still whatever. No, they'll take that into account. What they do with that information, I have no clue, but all I know is they at least look at that and say, okay, they used a little bit or they used a lot. Obviously, the less is more. The less is better, right? So in theory, borrowing or using small little itty bitty bits and pieces of material from somebody else is more likely to be fair use, okay? It's more likely to be in the fair use category, that it's okay, than using a large portion of it where, yes, the fair use claim or violation will be invoked and you could be fined, or you could lose that channel, or you could lose that video, okay? Bottom line is, however, even a small portion of it, right, it could weigh against fair use in some situations, right? At the end of the day, it really depends on the person that's reviewing it, right? If they deemed it necessary. So yeah, it's almost like it's a person that's actually going to make that judgment call, but with reasonable experience and with reasonable guidelines, that they will make the determination if this is a valid claim or not. But again, use less instead of more of whatever it is that you're using from somebody else's work. And then, of course, number 4. This one's kind of big. The effect, right? For example, 2 things, positive and negative, right? Positive effect, gamers, right? You're recording your game session and you're in the bottom of the screen commenting on your game, right? You're playing online with other players, right? That's a positive effect. As far as I'm concerned, that's a positive effect on the game company that you're playing, right? Versus negative effect, which you're in the game and you're commenting how ridiculous and how boring and how stupid or how badly that game was made. You're pretty much insulting the game maker, the copyright owners. You're not gonna get fair use from that. They will push to get that video taken down or seek legal, consult against you. Okay? If you use the content to harm the copyright owner, and reduce or minimize or affect their ability to make money or to gain profit or to gain revenue from their original content, they are going to come after you. They are going to come after you, okay? But if you use their content and as a result, they're gaining more popularity, they're gaining more, more viewers, then that's more likely to be fair use. Okay, that's more likely to be fair use because they are gonna appreciate that. I mean, the courts are gonna say, I don't understand why you're making this claim. Because of this person's video, your market share just got boosted because more and more people now are playing your game or know about you or know about your program, know about, it's all about that, right? Nowadays, everything is about money. If you help someone make money, they're going to love you. If you help someone lose money, they're going to come after you. It's that simple. That's how they can kind of determine it, right? Some of the court system here in the United States have in the past made some exceptions, right? In that number 4 factor, in some unique cases, but it's not always, right? So know that these are the 4 main factors that the court system will always try to utilize in order to determine fair use towards or against the copyright owners. Okay, so at the end of the day, yes, this is a very big problem. We've got a couple of clear-cut testimonials in our chat here that have gone through this. Okay, have gone through this issue. Some of them, they are, they get the claim before they get monetized, but most people who get the claim is after monetization. They get hit with fair use claims, copyright claims, or copyright strikes during the time that they're actually applying for monetization, which is, again, I'm here to tell you that's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun for anyone. It's not going to be fun for you. It's going to be disheartening. It's going to be disappointing. Okay. It's, it's an issue. It's definitely an issue that people need to be aware of and take into account some of the effects and repercussions of it. So, please make sure that you take these into account. Now, there is going to be, besides this live stream, I'm actually going to make a video on the topic of copyright. There are going to be 2 parts video. It's the copyright, what is copyright, and what are the violations of copyright, and how you can avoid getting those violations. And then the other video are going to be the myths, the beliefs on how to avoid copyrights that you guys have been talking about. So stay tuned for that video when you guys see it. But also this topic of fair use, there will be a separate video for this, a normal 10-15 minute video where I'll be basically just kind of running through it. So if you want to basically learn more about this, learn more about how you can avoid some of these issues in the future, you can definitely watch that video, or you can certainly watch this live stream all over again, and of course go through it and gain a little bit more knowledge about it. The short video, the 10-15 minute video, are going to be really quick, really fast. It was meant to basically be somewhere between 12 to 15 minute video only, so I'm going to kind of go through it real quick, but all of them will be informative. Okay, there's a lot of new videos that are coming up that would potentially help a lot of our members. Okay, so are there any questions at this time from you guys? I see new people that are joining in. Miguzi, I want to give a shout out to Miguzi, one of our very valued members here with the team, and hopefully continuing to grow the channel. Okay, Richard, obviously, for the people that don't know, Richard, like I said, he's gone through this before. He's a pure advocate of originality, just because he knows how frustrating it was. He knows how frustrating it was to run into issues such as copyrights and, of course, fair use issues. What I like the most is that there's a lot of new members that are here on this live stream instead of like the older members. Now, I'm pretty sure that the older members are probably not here because they probably have heard this been talked about in the past inside the chat rooms. That's fine. But I'm more leaning towards about the new members, because I believe that you guys are the ones that are truly going to benefit from these things. Okay, that you guys are the ones that are going to be able to take some of this information and keep it in the back of your mind and be able to use it every time that you're making a video, every time that you consider taking a small 5-10 second content from somebody else, that you'll be able to look at that and saying, do I really need this? Do I really need this in my channel in order to boost my channel, right? And the answer is only you can actually determine that. You're the only one that can actually determine if you really need that. And if you decide to use somebody else's content, you have to find ways to avoid any of the things that we talked about. And I highly encourage you to make sure that you take those factors and you take those 4 suggestions how to avoid any of the copyright claims, strikes, or fair use violation. Maybe learn them, maybe know them by heart, so that anytime that you are thinking about using somebody else's content that you did not create, at least you can kind of see if you clear that, if you clear all of that concept. Okay, so again, at the end of the day, we're here to help you. Okay, Boosted Pang says there's a guest here. Really? How is there a guest here? That's not possible. Where would they have seen the link? Oh no, they're not necessarily a guest. They could be a subscriber to my channel. And obviously all the subscribers, if there's a live stream, or if there is they get notified. So they may be a guest, they might not be part of our team, but they're probably subscribed to the channel, so they got notified when a live stream was coming up. I believe it's Deepak Sin Mahar says, how can I monetize my YouTube channel? Perfect question. Very simple. Go to the team channel, which is, this is the team channel. Go to the description in one of the regular videos or this video. You'll see my Facebook link there. Send me a Facebook message. I'll put you in touch of one of our trainers, one of our recruiters to help you get started, and hopefully we can help you get monetized as well. Okay. By the way, you guys, we have had, I stopped counting how many members we monetized since September of last year. Not last year, but 2019, right? September of 2019, and I believe we just crossed, I think, 295 members that we've monetized. That is pretty impressive, knowing that we've helped that many people get to the next stage of their YouTubing progress. What's more exciting is in the last couple of months, because of the SEO process that we put together, we have seen a lot of success. I lost count. I probably should take some of this information and keep track of it, but we have had a lot of success because of the SEOs that we've been doing, that we've had members go viral. We have many members that have gone viral, number one, but we've had members with offers from toy companies, members that have offers from radio stations, TV stations. We've had members gain partnership and offers from products, beverages, food, toys. It's really, really exciting to hear. It's impressive to hear. We had one member, Amber, obviously very recent monetized. I think she was only in her first or second week of monetization. One of her videos went viral. I think it was like 105,000 views in 6 hours. And she gained over 1,500 subscribers when that video went viral. So we know that our system works. We know that we are the only one that does this. Okay, again, for the people that are recent to our team and for the people that have been here, you guys know this by now. And for the people that are recent, you will know this. ZMU is not a watch for watch team. We do watch other videos, each other's videos, because that's part of our system, right? But we are more of an educational group. We are more of a training group, so that any watch for watch group out there can monetize someone. How hard is that? If somebody created a watch for watch group for 100 people, eventually those people will get monetized. Especially if they have 1,000 subscribers already. That's fine. The problem is, after they monetize, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to grow their channel. They wasted their time trying to get their channel monetized. But with our organization, which is very impressive, that makes me so proud to say that, you know what, I'm so glad that I started this, is that we are actually helping, guiding, and teaching members to grow their channel even after monetization. And one of the biggest player into that is the SEO. The SEO groups, the SEO process that we have proven themselves to be extremely valuable to our members. And this is kudos to a lot of our members. I'm not going to sit here and mention them all just because there's so many of them, right? I mean, key players right into the SEO are, you know, Dino, Tony Blood, right? Remy, Kadan, I mean, one of our veteran members, right? Very heavy player with the SEOs, right? These are members that have given a lot of their time. I mean, there's obviously a bunch more that are moderating the SEO groups that are continuing to grow that. We're taking it to the next level. I'm excited to see where we're going to be in the next 3 months. I'm excited to see where we're going to be in the next 6 months. So I'm hoping that you guys all stay tuned into what's coming up next. But I'm telling you right now, for the people that are in here asking, when am I going to get monetized? When am I going to get monetized? When am I going to get monetized? When? I'm telling you right now, you guys, we have members that are so close to monetization that they send a message saying, in the realm of, I don't know if I'm ready to be monetized. I'm like, you're so close, we can't stop you from monetizing, okay? Literally, you're like 3 days away from monetizing because you're so close to your goal. You can't tell me that to stop right now because we can't stop the process anymore. You're almost there. Okay. The reason why they're saying this is because they know that they still have so much to learn. They know that they want to stay in the SEO group longer and learn more and more. They're almost afraid to monetize. Now, to a lot of you guys, that's not going to make a lot of sense. To a lot of you guys, that's not going to make a lot of sense because if you're new to the team, if you have a new channel, all you can think about is monetizing. That's really, that's all you can think about. That's like, I got to monetize my channel. I got to monetize my channel. I got to monetize my channel. I'm telling you right now, the closer you get to monetization, you're going to change your mind. You are going to change your mind. You're still going to be very excited, but you're going to be thinking, do I need more practice? Do I need more practice in SEO? Do I need more practice with this? Who can I talk to? I mean, you're almost panicking. You're almost worried to monetize. We actually have like 2 or 3 members that told us or told me, take my videos off because I don't want to monetize yet. I'm like, we can't do that. Okay, we can't do that because all of a sudden you're getting this, your progress is going up and up and up, and then of course all of a sudden it goes down. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. We have to continue going and going and going. We may be able to slow it down a little bit, but we have to continue going and show progress into your channel. You should have said that like 1,000 hours before you're almost monetized. Okay, again, you will. And I assure you, as excited as you are to be monetizing, that's all you can think about. I assure you, when you're that close, you're going to rethink it and say, am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready to be monetized? And a lot of the times, hopefully the answer is yes, because you've gained a lot of information from the SEO group. We've given you enough information to grow your channel. We've given you how to avoid copyright strikes, copyright claims. We've given you the information on fair use. We're giving you information on how to better your channel, use the SEO techniques to better your channel. We're hoping that we've given you enough arsenal and enough tools that you could grow and survive as a monetized channel. Okay. Now, sad to say that we do have a lot of older members. Sad to say that we do have a lot of older members in the past that are still with us that are not completely in that platform yet. Our newly monetized members, those members that we have right now that are just been recently monetized, these members are leaps and bounds ahead of some of our older members, leaps and bounds ahead of some of our very old members that are monetized. Why? Because we never had the SEO. The SEO it's only been a year. No, not even a year. It's going to be a year. It's going to be a year. It's almost a year now that the SEO is in existence. I think we put the SEO together back in February, if not March of 2020. So from September of 2019 all the way up to March of 2020, there's that 6 months. There's that 6 months that we were monetizing a lot of members. We were monetizing a lot of people that were never exposed to SEO, that don't know anything about SEO, right? And they're learning it now. They're learning it now. Well, in March to June, that's 3 months of just us learning SEO to begin with. It's not like we were experts at it already, right? It's just us learning, and then we're delivering the message to our members, right? It's crazy. Learning with the members alongside with them, right? But now our SEO process is so refined and so streamlined that the people that are going through the SEO groups and they're monetizing, these are the same ones that I'm talking about. These are the same ones that are going viral. These are the same ones that are getting offers from partnership offers from all of these different types of organizations. These are the same ones. I hate to say it. Some of our older members, I have not heard any of that type of success, except for Dino, obviously from the toy company, right? Dino, yeah, one of our older members. But then again, she's one of the prominent proposers of the SEO. She had to learn it, right? So again, I want some of our older members maybe potentially going back into the SEO groups and learning more about SEO so that they can improve their channel. I don't want just our new recently monetized members, I don't want them just to be the one to gain that experience. I don't want them to be the ones with all of the success stories. All of our original members, they deserve to have those success stories. So I'm hoping that they would take this into account and maybe realize that they may want to take a look at the SEO group and go back and learn a little bit more and improve on their channel and get better at it, right? But that's how our team is now. We're no longer a watch for watch group. I mean, I admit, yes, in the beginning we were. But as we grew, as we evolve, we're no longer a watch for watch group. Our process is to teach our members how to survive monetization. Because you can have 10 monetized channels and each of them making $1. Or you can have one monetized channel and it makes $100. Which one do you want? Right? You can have 10 channels and they're all monetized, but you have no idea what you're doing. You don't know how to grow your channels. They're all different topics. And at the end of the month, they're only making $1 a piece. $1, 10 channels. That's $10. Versus one channel, and you're growing it, you're improving it, you're perfecting it, and in 1 month, it made $100. That's awesome. Now you just grow it more. Release more videos. Get more subscribers. Maybe go viral, right? And instead of $100 next month, maybe you can make $150 or maybe you can make $200 and continuing to grow it. That's what we do now. We're no longer a watch for watch group. That's not what we do anymore. Okay, so before I let you guys go, a couple of reminders. Number one, if you are new to the live stream, please take the time to hit that like button. Help this video get promoted and get recommended by YouTube for anyone searching this topic, obviously. So make sure that you hit that like button. If you are not subscribed to the team channel yet, please make sure that you subscribe to this channel. This is the team channel. Number one, subscribe to it. Number two, make sure that you hit the bell button. What does the bell button do? It tells you, it notifies you when there is a new video being uploaded or when there is a live stream going on so that you don't miss out on that information. I know that we announce it in the Facebook chat, in our chats and on our Discords. I get that. But a lot of our messages gets buried in the system. A lot of our messages gets buried in those messages. Okay? The easiest way is to make sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that you hit that bell button to ensure that you're notified. So, call to action. Call to action. I'm calling you guys to take some action. Number one, hit the like button. Thank you. Number two, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Number three, make sure that you hit that bell button. Okay? And of course, number four, please make sure that you write some comments as far as what you thought about this video. I don't take offense to anything that people say. If you learned something, I'd like to know. If there was a topic and information that I presented that you know a little bit more information about, please put it in the comments so other people can learn from you as well. If you did not like the video because it was boring, put it on the comment. Maybe next time I'll put on a cartoon hat. Maybe I'll put on some glasses, do some jumping jack, do some whatever it takes to keep you guys engaged, whatever it takes to keep you guys basically learning. That's my goal. So please make sure you take those 4 call to actions. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and please put that comment in there. Once again, I thank you for your time and thank you for joining us on this short live stream today. Once again, my name is Armand Nicholas, and once again, take a look, Team ZMU, and here's the team website, www.teamzmu.com. We'll see you on the next live stream. Have a good day.